But now I don't see those cobbles and curbs. I don't hear the blues anymore.
Rough Trade is giving away a third of the first 3 months of the Rough Trade Club plus new music membership exclusively to 101 Part-Time Jobs listeners. Become a member of Rough Trade Club New Music and you'll receive the Rough Trade Album of the Month straight to your door every month on exclusive vinyl pressing with exclusive bonus material. Club members have received exclusive pressings of albums from Sufjan Stevens, Sprints, The Last Dinner Party, Julie Byrne and Over Mono, just to name a few, this past year alone. Sign up using the promo code CLUB101POD and you'll get the Rough Trade Album of the Month, English Teacher's excellent debut album, This Could Be Texas, on exclusive Galaxy Gold for a third of the usual price. Here's English Teacher on a recent episode of 101.
How many opportunities do you get to write a debut album and have all of this, sport behind us? I don't know, I really like the idea of holding the bar as being like classic songs.
You only get one shot at a debut.
Don't want the album of the month but still want all the benefits? Sign up to the standard tier using Club 101 Pod and you'll still get the first month free. You'll also get free shipping on all orders, 10% off the bar and on secondhand vinyl in store, and exclusive access to sold out Rough Trade events. So don't hang around. Go to roughtrade.com/club and sign up with the code CLUB101POD. That's CLUB101POD and claim money off the album of the month, English Teachers This Could Be Texas, today. This offer's available to UK residents only. Do you play in bands? I did for the longest time. And I wish that I knew that DistroKid was a thing. I don't even think it existed back then. DistroKid makes music distribution fun and easy with unlimited uploads, and artists keep 100% of your royalties and earnings. 1 million plus artists rely on DistroKid to get their music on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, TikTok, Tidal, Instagram, and all the major streaming services. When you get DistroKid, you can see a DistroKid bank and withdraw your earnings. You get notified when you've earned royalties and you can withdraw via the app. And you can even check your streaming stats on Spotify and Apple. Get 30% off your first year on DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. 30% off for your first year. That's not bad. We know it's a tough world out there. Why don't you make it easier for yourself? And to get 30% off that free year as an artist, where you get 100% of your royalties and earnings, go to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. All right, stay with me. I'll be right back after this.
The Vietnam War, it's over. Your job has just begun.
A new HBO original limited series.
Welcome to the world of spycraft. Strap in.
From executive producers Park Chan-wook and Robert Downey Jr.
What are you concealing?
Based on the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Viet Thanh Nguyen.
What if I told you that I was a communist spy?
How did you become this?
The Sympathizer, streaming April 14th on Max. Subscription required.
This episode is brought to you by Bumble. So, you want to find someone you're compatible with, specifically someone who's ready for a serious connection, totally open to having kids in the future, is a tall, rock-climbing Libra, and loves rom-coms with vegan pizzas on Tuesdays just as much as you do. Bumble knows that you know exactly what's right for you. So whatever it is you're looking for, Bumble's features can help you find it. Date now on Bumble.
Part-time jobs, I'm 100 hour part-time jobs. I've been working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 101 All right, you're listening to 101 Part-Time Jobs with me, Giles Bidder. It's where I speak to bands and musicians from all over, UK, the world, all different backgrounds, all got their own story about how they play music and how they make it work in their lives. On today's episode, we've got a grime legend from Roll Deep, 20 years into his career, just released a 16-track album, Everything Is Under Control, which features JME, Frisco, P Money. So many excellent names. There's mad sounds on here, great stories. I feel like I got springs in my feet listening to this. This is Ace, Manga Saint Hilare. Everything is under control. He's on tour this week and next around the UK. Hootenanny in Brixton is tonight. Go and see him if you get the chance. Listen to this record, Manga Saint Hilare. I hope you enjoy this chat. I had an absolute blast. I got a couple of sponsorship messages for you, and we'll be right back. 2000 Trees, the best medium-sized festival in the UK, happening this July, headlined by The Chats and the Gaslight Anthem. Get your tickets now from 2000trees.co.uk. So many excellent bands playing at this festival in Cheltenham, just a few hours away on the train from London. Manchester Orchestra, Hot Mulligan, Nova Twins, Boston Manor, Hot Milk. If you're into heavy music, if you're into guitar music, a bit of hardcore, some indie rock, some acoustic stuff as well, 2000 Trees is the one for you. Head to 2000trees.co.uk and grab your tickets.
Introducing Ampolo, the new app for musicians. Using AI stem separation, play along to any song, improving your practice and performance. Record audio or video and connect with musicians all over the world. Collaborating and creating together. Think Google Docs meets TikTok, but for musicians. There's a huge range of video and audio editing tools, and the best part, it's free. Download today and make your mark. Ampolo, made for music.
Ampolo's the place to download from the App Store to practice your tunes, get it online, meet people to collaborate with. And right now, on 101 Part-Time Jobs, we got Manga Saint Hilare. 101 Part-Time Jobs.
My first job was in Watford. I worked in the Harlequin.
Yes.
Yep, I licked a lot of girls in Watford sometimes.
Let
me not exaggerate, not a lot. About three. But three when you're 16 is a lot.
That is a lot. That's a list.
Yeah, it's a list.
What were you? Where in Harlequin were you working?
In a place called the Discovery Centre. It was like a toy shop.
Yeah, I know Discovery Centre.
Yeah, how old are you?
32.
Oh yeah, so I'm 38. But yeah, that would have been around the same time. Yeah.
That's really funny. Watford's a funny place, isn't it? Because it's a real melting pot. I guess like my parents included. They grew up in Harrow. You know, in the 90s, they made a bit of money, but just by sticking at their jobs, and then bought out in the sticks where they got like a big house for us kids, basically.
Yeah.
And so Watford's like that, isn't it? It's like that satellite commute about town.
Yeah, because people like from London, like I'm from Northwest London. That's where I grew up. Then it's you can go to Watford, you can go to Luton's a bit far, but Watford's a bit closer. Do you know what I mean?
Were you going out in Oceana?
Yeah. Well, I was more of an area man myself.
Yes. I was scared of people who went to area.
Yeah, area was...
those are the people who beat me up.
That's where I was area, because that's where they had the first Eskimo dance as well.
Are you joking?
Yeah. Yeah, first Eskimo dance in area Watford. Watford is a very important place to grime.
I didn't know that. You know, I grew up like getting into like guitar music, and grime was also this like always. You know, I had like the friend that introduced me to Roll Deep when I was like 17, and so even though it wasn't my immediate kind of like first like sort of sound that I feel most comfortable in, it was the thing that's been about grime is its stories and its personalities. And like what's really attractive to grime, if you're not like in the epicenter of it, is that it's like a group of people coming together to make noise louder than they are individually.
Yeah, true. And like you said, it's sharing the story. But it's the same with like punk music and all these things that I learned about punk music like later on in my life, my career, whatever. Yeah. And I thought, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like, you don't think this is bad. We're not part of the mainstream thing. We're gonna go over here and do it ourselves. And it's sick. That's the main thing I learned about it. It's the exact same thing.
Same thing.
Do you know what I mean?
It was the pump house. The punk stuff was happening. Like bands like Gallows and I mean they're not so much punk, but like Enter Shikari had the Pioneer in St Albans.
I don't Enter Shikari. Yeah. I don't Enter Shikari.
And it is about doing it yourself. And I think I mean that's what this show's about. 101 Part-Time Jobs. It's about all the different things you're thinking about in the day to make sure what you're trying to do is ultimately, you know, the most you that you can be, and do it in the most right way. Because there's a lot of hurdles. There's a lot of ways you can go wrong, I suppose, not to sound cynical or jaded, but there's a lot of ways you can have a pure idea. And then between that kernel and actually getting it out, a lot can happen.
Brother, I said this, that I literally, who was I talking to? Why was I saying? My memory is so bad. I literally said this yesterday. There's so many things. See, like now, I feel like in my life, when I have an idea, I can kind of execute it to the best I can. You know what I'm saying? Whereas before, like, I was talking about my music with someone. My music, yeah, before I'd have an idea and I couldn't do like the video right, or I couldn't get it mixed down properly, or the beat wasn't what I wanted. And I feel like at the moment today, it's kind of like coming together. Like everything I got an idea for, or even up to like a feature, not fully there yet because I want to get some people that I can't get yet, but it's getting there. I feel like it's getting there, and I feel like there's so many ideas you've done or had, and they're sick ideas, and I tried to execute them, but it just wasn't right. And when I look back on it, I was looking before, like, say, oh, why did people take to that? And I look at it and said, yeah, it wasn't good. The idea was good, but it wasn't good, the execution. And I feel like it's working now.
This is it. I often think about how a lot of people have very similar ideas, if not the same ideas. And it all comes down to execution.
Yeah. And how quickly they can get it out. Because there's so many ideas I've had that people have just got there before me, basically. Do you know what I mean? But or done it better. That's another thing. Like they just got it. Like you said, the execution's got done better. And I thought, yeah, I never had it to do like that. It was the same idea, but the way you've done it makes a lot of sense.
Is it all about money? Is it all about the gear that you got?
Sometimes, more time it is, because money is the stress on everyone's life, innit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like one of my first projects was called White Jeans Sue Confidence, yeah? And I never had no money. I think I had £200, maybe less than that actually. And I just tried to record it all in one session. Like there was like 8-10 tracks, and it sounded terrible. And whereas when I got a bit more money, or I didn't see more money. I think I just had more of a steady income at the time. I was doing a bit more shows. I just got to take my time, and now I take out like this project took like 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could just take my time. So it's kind of about money, really, all the time. Because if you've got time to learn the skills yourself, which another part, once I realized I wasn't making enough money, I started, okay, I need to learn how to do video editing. I need to learn how to record myself properly. I need to like learn, because I can't afford to just be messing around. Yeah. So a lot of it is money, I'd say.
I love
to
that.
Get it out properly.
I think a big similarity between grime and punk is that impulsive nature of it. You know, it's go time. And that's not always conducive to the best results. You know, to be able to give yourself 2 years for this project, for this album, that's better than 6 months.
Yeah, but also even though I say it's 2 years, I've dropped 2 projects in between that.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not. And usually I would just go, and that was my big flaw before. I'll just, here we go, here it is. Like, bruv, nah, I don't need to do it like that.
Release it at 1 a.m. on Facebook.
Yeah, that's exactly. So a couple of years back, I say, you know what I keep saying a couple of years back, I realised it's 2024. 10 years ago, I was in Toronto with me and Wiley, yeah. And then Wiley was playing for Street. We was releasing songs. Literally the moment we finished the last bar, we just put them on SoundCloud. Not checking them through, not like thingy. We're just doing that. We've done that for like 2 weeks.
That's funny.
And I thought, like, yeah, that's what I get it, because it wasn't like big songs and I think, but it's just like, just rushing it and just doing it. But really take a little, now I zoom more out and just take a little more of a look about what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you said that about this record, and I've been jamming it all morning. And
you like it, yeah?
I love it. I was amped up. I was going to go for a run, and I got worried if I go for a run now, I might step out onto the road. I'm too excited. That's what I do. I've got to really listen to the songs that I listen to when I go out for a run. I've really got to make sure that they're not amping me up too much, because I will step out into the road and I will get run over.
Okay, don't do that.
I won't. But everything is under control. I mean, I feel like coming out of COVID, you know, say it without saying it, it's like, I think a lot of people are reassessing, you know, a lot of people are like looking at like taking that zoom out, and I think a lot of people are thinking, okay, is what I'm doing right now the thing that I want to do? I think everything is under control. That phrase, I think, is on people's minds a lot. I think that's reflecting what's out there at the moment. Does it feel like that for you?
Yeah, because it's about paranoia and protection, basically. So then you got that songs like Vey on there, where it's just talking about, you know, they got man working every day. None of it's making sense. One rule for us, one next thing for them. Like, that's what that is. And then you've got songs like Don't Worry, which is like obviously about my daughter, where it's like, it's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Everything's under control, don't worry about it. So there's two sides of the same coin in that sense, in terms of the title and the themes running through it. But yeah, man, it's just about just having a look, like, why is everything under control? Because it's like, let's not even stress about it, because, you know, it's being taken care of. Or is it everything's under control, panic, crisis?
Never fit in, never wanted to. There's always more work to do.
Love that song, man.
Yeah, excellent.
I thought I was a genius when I came out with that. I wanted to get Mike Skinner on that, to be fair.
What did he say?
He said, yeah, but then he was doing a film, so he didn't have time.
Yeah.
He said,
I haven't seen that film yet, actually. There's so much coming out. There's stuff coming out all the time. How do you deal with that? From an artist perception and the listener perception, how do you deal with that?
I can't deal with it. That's the thing. I realised that there's stuff coming out. You're not gonna get a day or a week. Like I said, I worked on this project for like nearly 2 years, yeah. I'm not gonna, unless I have to keep pushing it. I'm not just gonna put the link out and there's people gonna rush towards it and start taking it in how I feel like they should. I have to keep going. I have to put as much effort in promoting it as I did making it, which is a lot of effort into making it. So I have to do a lot of effort because there's literally stuff every day, like all the time. Yeah. Even in my small genre, there's lots of literal content, and then you got the big old UK music scene, then you got the worldwide music, then you got films, you got podcasts, then moments just happen like, oh, here's this argument that's happening online, that's going to take away from your...
It's all accumulative, right? It's like before you put a track out, you've got to put out like 5 months work of building up to it.
It's mad.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, even more than that. It's so crazy, man. That's why, but the only good thing is I'm getting very good at, like I said, trying to see well ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I used to just do everything like all at the same time. And I realized, no, I have like, okay, here, where's this song gonna live? So again, They is not gonna get played into in a rave, really. Whereas Alarm Bells might. UBU could live on radio. The intro would be like driving. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta think, like, hey, where are these even going?
Yeah. It's even funny, even from 1 to 2, can't keep getting away with it, into like I said, different sound, different feels. Yeah. Different energies there, isn't there?
Yeah, I want to explain, like, the first bit is like, hey, hello, here's what's going on. And then the second bit, just some bars, like, here you go, I'm still showing up. Because again, that is part of the personality of, like, yeah, show off thing. We all have that ego inside of us. I want to show you that I'm better than you in certain what we do. They're saying, whereas coming off the first track where it's like more vulnerable, not vulnerable actually, it's kind of like explaining. Like, okay, here's a catch up actually. Let me not say it's more of a catch up. And then like the last song, like Exit Wounds, is more vulnerable, like, and it's okay to open up and things like that. Is more, you know what I mean?
We're made of multitudes.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think grime lacks sometimes. And you know, it's mad. Actually, I don't think grime lacks it. Let me not say that. I think
all music can lack it. I think, you know, because I think you get into an idea of what you think something should be.
That's what I think. And I think that comes from the fans more than anything. I think that's another thing. I think when artists start to move outside what they're air quotes known for, or topics they're usually known for, people start to dismiss what they've said. So that makes people not want to do it anymore.
It's like you didn't mean it last time.
Yeah.
But of course you can. We're all different people.
Exactly.
Catch you on a Monday morning, I'm a lot different to the rest of the week, Thursday night.
Exactly. And then it just makes artists not want to do it because they feel like it's not going to work. Yeah. And like you said, time, money, effort. I put a lot of effort into. Actually, I've got a song on this project that's work like that. The UBU, I released it as a single. No one cared. Like, no one cared. But then I realized my audience is not that. I haven't got that audience for that. But I worked hard on that song. I spent a lot of money on the video. We've done that. I love the song. But now I realize that maybe I should have just had it on the project for like the people who really listen to my music to let's hear it. Whereas me trying to either garner new fans or feed my current fans, that's not the move. But I still love the song like a lot. So yeah, we still do it. But
that trial and error. I mean, over 20 years making music.
Yeah.
That trial and error, are the goalposts always moving with that? Are you always like, every day you're working it out? And that's part of the job. That's part of the gig.
Yeah. Figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm only figuring it out now. That's like I said earlier, I think I'm just figuring it out now. Like, okay, like if I was to make another project, I kind of understand what's for me. Because a lot of things I enjoy listening to that is not for me to make. And I mean not say not for me to make, let me say that, but maybe not to push forward to sell, I should say. So I can still feel like I can create anything. So don't ask you what you want to create. You can create what you want. But so if you want to sell something, that's kind of out of your hands. Do you know what I mean? Like right now, if I had a chair that would fit perfectly between my bed and my chest of drawers, that's perfect for me. But the dimensions of the chairs would be sick if it was just here right now. But I can't go out and it's not going to sell mass market because not everyone has this exact space. That's how I look at it.
You don't have the control. It's okay to open up featuring Merkage Dave.
Yeah.
Dave's got that thing as well. You know, he was doing these parties and wanted to do this kind of I don't even know if he said it, but he wanted to do this more vulnerable side, and that's what we hear on his records, and that's how we make sense of it.
Yeah,
you know, we're like, oh, this is someone here and now being vulnerable in like what it's like to be vulnerable in 2024.
Yeah,
that's what I get from Dave. Is that it's like, oh wow, this feels very present, feels very now.
Yeah, very now. I always say his first album is 30-year-old boy in the corner. Do you know what I mean? Boy in the corner for 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, okay, this is what we're feeling. Like, yeah, it's true. This is exactly how I feel. Do you know what I mean? And again, that's not just one way. It's not just sad. It's just like just the multitude of thoughts and feelings that go through your head.
Yeah. I think you've got to do a real good job as you get older to not get weighed down by weight on your shoulders or the stuff that you didn't plan that was not so good stuff to hold you down. I think we're going to have to be pretty stubborn to keep staying positive as we get older, you know.
I think you know what's mad? I don't think you should stay positive, if that makes sense. I feel like you should just understand it's not against you. Things are happening, but it's not happening to, you know, oh my God, I gotta say the worst quote. It's not happening to you. Sometimes it's happening for you. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Because some like things you thought you wanted at the time, like I always say, there's things I thought, oh yeah, man, I wish this happened. If it happened, I wasn't even prepared to deal with it properly anyway. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So like, sometimes you think what you didn't get is a thing. Sometimes what you didn't get is the present.
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, that's it. Look, if you have to work for something and figure out a way to work something out with the resources that you have,
yes,
there's something very special about making do with what you got.
And I think that makes you be here longer.
How so?
Because if things are given to you, obviously things change, and once they start get given to you, you don't even know how to get them. Teach a man how to fish, basically.
Yeah.
In music.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I started, like I was in roadie, whatever. Then after I just got a big deal. Everyone said I'm the golden child, safe, and I know I'm sending in my invoices for my videos. Any idea I had, no budget. Use the best studios, rare. Once obviously that runs out, which it always runs out because you know what I mean, that's how life goes. I don't even know how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas today, if I got a distributor, I've got a publisher. I think I've even got a PR person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if that went away today, I know how to do all of it. And I could still, obviously it might not be to the same level,
but it's a basic understanding of it.
I know how to put out music. I know how to edit videos. I know how to put out music. I know where to upload. I know how to do a mailing list. I know how to put on a show.
Yeah.
I only just got a tour manager this year. I know how to contact venues and do all that. You know what I mean? But obviously it's not to the same. It's going to be a lot more stress, but I know how to do it. When a lot of people, they get given it to them because obviously everyone says they're the person. But then once that goes away, once you're not like in favor anymore, which happens a lot in music, especially black music, it just goes so quick. Like no one cares about your legacy or what you've done before. Like you have to keep proving yourself every time. So once you're not the person anymore that they all like, that's why they just go from like they go to obscurity. They literally got no idea how to. They don't even know how to do a DJ made out of their song that they might love, which might be a hit.
This is why there's a lot of artists that go to pretty good lengths to protect themselves. And now we start understanding why people protect themselves and maybe try and build a bubble around themselves, because that stuff is real. It's not paranoia. That's a real scare, right?
But also, the difference with that is that you start, but then comparison starts getting you. Like you have to be very secure in yourself to live like that, as in. So you've got your bubble around you, and you're building up your community, you know, one by one. Basically, say that's what I did. You know, literally someone come to our show with their mate who didn't want to come to the show, and by the end they brought someone else, and then I've seen that happen about a couple of good, and that's so sick. Or even I was on tour with a band called Asteroid Boys, and they're like a punk grime group, and
from Cardiff.
Yep, and I love them very much, and I was opening up for them for about 2 years, maybe even longer than that. And by the end, when they like kind of broke up, people, as soon as they announced the tour, they want to say, "Yeah, make sure you bring Manga."
Yeah.
And I thought that, and I went from when I remember the very first one was Southampton. It was a daytime tour, and they didn't want to see. I got booed in Glasgow. I got a thing like they don't care. Obviously, they're a punk band, so they're who's this grime guy? And I wasn't that good yet. So by the end, though, a lot of my initial fan base came from that. So you have to keep going. But But then you start looking at comparisons. So you have to be secure in yourself, because then people, someone have a good year and you think, wow, they got the good manager, the videos are sick, and you're like, I don't know if this is working, because you start looking at yourself. But it is working. It just takes a lot longer to build that thing.
Growing in public, I think, is something I find so fascinating, because that takes a lot of guts and it takes a lot of vulnerability to be like, I'm not where I want to be right now in my performance, in my talent, however you sort of frame it.
Yep.
But you got to do it, because if you don't do it, you'll never get better.
That's the thing, bro. You have to start. Bro. Enough people are the people is way more talented than me. Like, way naturally. I was saying this all the time. I worked at trying to do this thing, basically. Like, I mean, they had more charisma, they're better at lyrics, they're more musical, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But if you don't start, bro, then what? It's not gonna get handed to you. I know it sounds like an old man quote, but it's like you have to start. You have to fail. You have to fail to succeed.
Yeah, it's
like,
true.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that more and more as the year goes on.
Yeah.
I mean,
over the years, has it always been writing and recording? Has there ever been like a time where you've put it down for a long period of time, or had those kinds of moments where it was like a reassess moment?
Yeah.
It was like a fork in the road moment.
Yeah, I think it was the other way around. I think at the start, when I very first started like joining Roll Deep and that, I was just going radio all the time. Like, I thought that was the key to being like the best. So you go radio, you do your thing, you murk, and then one day you get a booking, and then you just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Obviously, that didn't work for me like that. But when I had like a reassess moment, it's when I changed my name, added my name like to Manga Saint Hilare rather than just Manga. Roll Deep, we stopped kind of recording together. There was nothing going on like in terms of that. We done everything. Everyone, and again, I'm 38 and I'm one of the youngest. I think I'm the second youngest in the thing. So obviously, these men have been out here before me. They're older, they got life, whatever. So everyone's kind of stopped. Everyone kind of went their own way. Not in a, no animosity thing. Just like life, innit? Like things were, it's just hard to record a 12 man. Anyway, but I thought, if I stop today, but if I'm only going to get known, if anything, for like about one verse on the When I'm Here, which I thought, that's all. But for the amount of time, that was like 2012. I thought, I've been here since like 2004. And that can't be my only contribution. You know what I'm saying? Them time there, like I said, Wiley's doing great, Flowdown's doing great, Target's doing great, J2K is doing great, Skepta, Jabe, all these people that like my literally, not just peers, like literally in the same crew, are doing amazing things. I thought, I can't just stop, bro. So then I started thinking, like, what am I trying to do? And then luckily, that's when me and Target and the Flowdown got our own studio in Bethnal Green. Like, we had a roadie studio where everyone would be. Then everyone leave that alone.
Yeah.
And me and Target and Flowdown got a smaller studio, like about the size of this room, like a little box room. And that's where I started myself. Like, okay, let me just try. I would just be like, I don't think I had a house then. I didn't have a flat or nothing. I was in there all day, every day.
So you were spending money on the studio, but not a flat or a place.
I never had a place
to live.
No, I was at my mum's and that, but like, even then, I'm in there sharing my brother, and I was like, I would just stay. So I just stay there all the time. I used to go home to wash maybe, and just stay in there. And just again, Target was busy. Target's very busy, and so was Flowdown actually. Flowdown was there a bit more than Target, but Target was like, obviously he had radio every day. He was doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? He was, and then Flowdown was just doing shows. So I wasn't there, but most like I was staying there all day.
And were you learning to engineer? What were you like at engineering then, and using the desk?
Just recording myself. That's because again, I see Wiley do that. Wiley knows how to record and mix it up. Wiley used to press record, run in the booth, literally, because in the old roadie studio, run in and record. But he was so much better at studio than me. Like, he could record like whole verses in one go. I wasn't good at that. But so obviously this was a smaller room, so I just press record. Basically, it's what I do now. You know what I'm saying? I press record, I record myself all out. Record myself, say a line, think of a line, say it, you know what I mean? And then put the pieces together.
Made with love, that. There's something that for me that is made with love. That's how you make something out of something pure.
Yeah, because I got to try. You got to try things. Like, I just got to see, make that work. So my voice works good here, or I've got an idea. Let's just try that and see what I want. Speaking
of radio, you've just got a pretty good part-time job on One Extra with Cyan Anderson.
Yeah, mad.
How's that going? How's that feeling?
I love it, you know.
Cool.
Radio is mad. I thought it'd be a lot easier. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not like a podcast. See like how we're talking. We're just talking. We're just, you know what I mean? We're going off.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Well, you got the second job of running the desk, and it's not just faders, is it?
No,
it's like
everything.
stings and sound design and the station sound and news.
So luckily we don't have news yet. You know what I mean, no, we don't have news on the weekends. But I just started doing the desk it's for like the last month because I was the co-host. Luckily, I was just like Simon's been doing it for long. No, that's my brethren for like 10 plus years, even longer than that actually when I think about it. So she's obviously seasoned in that. But I thought I need to start doing the desk too. You know what I mean? Because I can't be scared of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the last like month I've been doing the desk. Like last 2 shows actually, I've done the whole show on the desk and obviously hosted. And it's just sick learning something brand new that I've never done before. Do you know what I mean?
This is it. It's about learning new skills, even in your mid-30s, to be like, oh, this is a new thing that makes me feel good, and it opens up a kind of a door, not in terms of like, not just for possibilities or opportunities, but opens a door in your mind in the way that like, there's still shit to learn. There's still shit out there that we can have fun with.
Listen, I say that all the time. Like, I always want to learn new stuff. I think that's the only way that's kind of kept me here. Like, oh, how do you take pictures properly? Like, so, you know, I got a camera and I know about taking pictures in RAW and going in Lightroom and thinking it. How do I edit videos? Like my next video, Level and Size, I've edited it myself. I've actually edited a lot of videos at the start, but they were pretty shit. But I'm saying I've learned over the years. Okay, let me just try how to do that. And then now, if I show you my new one, I literally got to finish it in the next little while. I feel like it's pretty good. I thought, I can see myself progress. The same with recording. When I started recording myself, okay, how do I get better at doing? I love learning things, man. Real talk, especially when it's got to do with our thing, like because it just helps. You know what I mean?
Self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
So when you were in that Bethnal Green studio, were you how else were you getting by? Was it live stuff where you could bring in?
No idea. No idea. I literally thought about this the other day. I got no idea because even the shows, I was doing shows at Target, but so when he paid me like, I don't know, £100, £200 at the time. Mad, yeah. And then so I'd have to say we got a show at Target. I'll be like, okay, just don't pay me. Just use that for my bit of the rent.
Yeah, work it out.
That's literally the only. And then I used to like bump train or just get a lift or something like it. Or that's when I'd stay there. I'd stay there and just wait till like last train and do. Like I do whatever, man. Like it was them time there. I had no. I didn't have no shows really. I didn't have no. Music wasn't paying. Like that's when it kind of switched over to streaming as well. So like you know you got your little Ditto account, but I wasn't going in like that. But I, honestly, no idea.
London's a funny city because I mean I growing up in Burco and moving down when I was 18. I live in Deptford now.
Oh, local.
And only in the last 5 years. Where are you?
Woolwich.
Yeah, I mean, I love this area. There's something about this area where I feel at home.
Beautiful.
I never felt anywhere else. I lived in Islington and Elephant and Castle. And the things I found about those places, I found it really hard to walk out the door and A, get a job, but B, kind of like feel comfortable enough without feeling fucking skin all the time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely not like that. Right here, it's not like that. You ain't got a lot of money, but it's all right.
You can get away with it.
Yeah.
A lot of pound shops in Woolwich.
A lot.
So I get my presents.
A lot.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
Wait.
Who is it?
My daughter. Come in.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. So you got stable life. You got a hands-on balance with life. I mean, having a kid. I mean, that's a real life changer.
Yeah, it is. She's brand new. Okay. It's not to eat. Yeah, she's 10 months. She's fantastic.
How's that affected you? 10 months having a baby. What have the last 10 months been like?
Hectic. And learning.
Yeah.
But she's the best.
Yeah. Do you get your time writing in the morning?
No, I don't. I haven't wrote anything for like 10 months. No, I haven't got the balance of. But luckily, I've done all the stuff before. Luckily, I've done it all before.
Yeah. Hey, Manga, thanks so much for this. The record is awesome. I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to listening to it next. It's coming out this Friday. This episode will come out next week. The tour's starting.
Oh, it's so much to do, but I'm tired already.
You're going to be getting some 9 hours sleep after the shows.
Never.
Are you going out? Do you go out?
Nah, not anymore. Nah. Because luckily I get to do shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like performing. And that's my favourite part. Yeah, that's my favourite part.
That's the thrill.
So I get to do shows regular. So me being like in a club,
yeah,
it's better. And I don't have to pay, and I get paid, and I don't have to queue. I ain't got. Do you know what I mean? That's nice. Like I just done one in Leeds on Friday. Actually, I done one last week. Oh no, I'm lying. On Friday, I done a Road Deep show. We done one in Hackney for the first time. That was really nice. And then on a Saturday, I had a show in Leeds.
Nice.
With Deep Medi and Mala and that man there, and that was sick. Like, so I get my thing of club culture by being there for my set and then going home straight after.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy it out, man.
And what are the latest on those grime shows, of those big shows? Because there was that time where you're getting a lot of trouble. Police would always kind of have their antennas up for it. What's it like now?
They don't care about us anymore. We're not the dangerous ones anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now it's more about people actually going there.
Right.
Promoting them is harder. Like, it's not about the people. Like, there's no trouble and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But it's I can't explain it. See, like, you got Grime MCFM, you got Grime Originals. Those are like the two biggest ones, and you got like things like Outlook, which is obviously Outlook Festival. But Grime MCFM, there's no trouble in it. It's not about trouble. It's more about getting people. Like, Jamie has to put his own money up to make sure that thing can happen, and without someone like him, it can't happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's always good vibes. It's great, man. It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
101 part-time jobs, 101 part-time jobs.
Hey, Manga, I've loved this chat. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, man. You've been great, man. Real talk. I loved it.
Just to end with, I love hearing about work gaffes, work fuck-ups. I mean, I've had so many jobs, which is part of the reason why I started this, because I love hearing about other people's like experience with that stuff. I love one of the things I tried to do. I tried to become a sperm donor because I thought you could get quite good money, and it turns out actually it was a really rigorous process, and they only pay you 15 quid at a time. And I went in.
Rigorous process is hilarious.
I know. I was trying to think. Is there a pun in here? I don't know. Get some
rigorous process is the pun. You got
Stella rig. And I went in, and you got to jizz in a little thing. And there's a touch screen thing where you watch porn, and I'm like, I can't believe they don't give you gloves when you touch. Anyway, I got to the point, and I missed. I just jizzed all over the floor. I didn't get in the cup, and I thought, this is something I need to write down. I need to remember this when I'm 65. That's a work fuck up that I, even though I wasn't going to get paid 15 quid for it.
That's all right. We do that for free, you know.
Yeah, but you have to sign out all these forms. You got to post it. It's too old school.
Do it for free.
It's a real it's a rotten Stella rig, you know.
There's not actually a centre. It's not like a little bit you can go to.
There is, yeah. It's in London Bridge.
Why? Okay, London Bridge.
And I rang up my mum. Actually convinced me not to do it because she said, you know, when those kids get to 18, they can find out who the donors were. And she was like,
"Is that true?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I got to do it. Like, you can't like having a kid outside is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be in that kid's life, man. That's a serious thing.
That's it.
It's true.
What work fuck up have you made? What work gaff comes to mind?
All of them. I used to work in Carphone Warehouse. Hated it. What I used to do at Carphone Warehouse, used to be quite good commission in there, but it used to be like you have to kind of be like sinister to make money. I'm not really in that.
Okay.
So let's say for a contract you can get up to like £50 commission. And for a pay-as-you-go, you get £1.60.
Okay.
But pay-as-you-go is like going to Tesco. You just scan it and just go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously, I was working it was in Woolwich. It was around here at the time. So I just used to think, okay, I'm just going to try and scan 30 pay-as-you-goes as much as I can. I'm not going to try to convince. Whereas the man then would be like, the people that are coming in BM. Have you ever seen that program, Phone Shop?
Yeah.
It's like, Phone Shop.
Wait, I'm thinking of Phone Jacker.
No, not Phone Jacker. Oh, no, Phone Shop.
Phone Shop. No,
there's a program called Phone Shop. It's like I will go on YouTube. You see, phone shop is the most accurate way of how I definitely know that person works at Carphone Warehouse. It's because you'd have people that make really good money at the time, like really like come up in BMWs and Mercedes because the commission was really good, and that's when phones were like starting to boom. That's when it was MP3 players and phones, and just before Blackberries are at the height of it. So people was really buying phones, like but I just thought, I was so lazy. I don't want to convince some old woman to get a £60 contract on O2.
Yeah.
I mean, or not, it wasn't even O2 yet, sorry, Orange. So I used to thought, okay, I'm just going to sell 30 pay-as-you-goes every day. Obviously, I didn't do that because I could have scanned it in the Slack, get my way. Obviously, I didn't make no money. But I was just so lazy, I got fired from that job. I used to sell phones on the phone. And this is even before Carphone Warehouse. This is like 2006. So I used to ring up people on their mobile phone to sell them a mobile phone, and we used to have to describe the phone
right
in the middle of the day. You know how much money I made from that? Not one penny. It was a commission-based job. That's the only jobs I used to be able to get. I never made not one penny. Penny. Because again, it's like back in the day. So like, see now what is this? An iPhone. If I told you, oh, there's a new iPhone, you're gonna get iPhone, or there's a new Samsung Galaxy. Because there's so many adverts. If you like, you kind of know what. You know what I mean?
You know what they look like.
So I'm calling you up on your phone, which I think is the first fatal mistake, and it'll be, hi, I'm gonna sell you the new Motorola CF220. What? Yeah, the CF220. And then okay, let's say we get past that hurdle. They're like, okay, I'm interested. How much is it? It's $199 a month. Wow, that's a crazy thing. Well, how it actually works is it's £50 a month, and on your third bill, your sixth bill, and your ninth bill, you send it back to us, and we reimburse you the money, so it equals up to $199 a month. Obviously, they start hanging up.
Who are these people? Who who arranged that? That's
it
mad.
Was called Phones, not Phones for You, Dial-A-Phone. Dial-A-Phone was a company.
Okay.
Terrible. I hope they're corrupted out of business now. Let me Google it. Terraphone.
Who's that old manager of Palace? And he got his money from working in phones.
Is it? See?
He's on the radio now.
There was a lot of money in phones them time. People was making money.
Yeah.
It just me.
Yeah.
I'm not really a person that likes to trick people.
Simon Jordan.
Okay, we got Simon Jordan.
Yeah, he made a lot of money selling phones.
Thief. You thief. No, I don't like tricking people. Giving things. It sounds mad. I'm not good at, even though I'm good at like marketing, I'm not good at sales, especially not stuff. And them time there, when you're young, that's the only jobs you can get because they can just give you 0-hour contracts. And it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just had to have a job. Like,
well, they know you're going to go. So they know that you might not have any skin in the game unless you are like a sinister bastard.
Yeah, which a lot of people were. And they were really making a lot of money, but it wasn't my thing.
So there he was here on 101 Part-Time Jobs. Hope you enjoyed that chat. What a guy. What a fun man. What a fun chap. I love my favourite bit. It was like, how did you get by? I don't fucking have a clue. I guess we have that. There's something that goes into that. It's like when you drive somewhere, if you're lucky enough to drive, and you get to somewhere and you're like, how did I do that? You can't remember which way you drove. That was wicked. Cheers, Manga. Thank you for listening. Thanks to Olivia Swash, our producer, for editing this episode. I'll be back tomorrow with an episode with Whitelands. Next week, I'm not sure who it's going to be, but subscribe and find out. There's loads of stuff good coming up on 101 Part-Time Jobs. I'm always speaking to either people who are huge or people whose records I love, but most of all, both those categories. So cheers for being here. If you play in a band, if you make music, or you rap, or you do anything, and you're trying to get your songs out there, head to distrokid.com/VIP/101pod and get 30% off your year. You get all your earnings. 100 million, a million users, a million plus artists are using DistroKid to get your records out on Spotify and iTunes and Instagram, all the rest of it. Almost half the money off the fee that you have to pay, and the rest of it is all your money. Everything after that, all the streaming royalties, that's all yours. So head to it, distrokid.com/VIP/101pod. Cheers for being here.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper? A woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver. I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.